Welcome back. I'm Johnny Dell, and this is 49ers Playbook. In this episode, we're going to start a series on how we beat the Washington Redskins. We're going to be looking mostly at the second half in this game, as that's really what decided the game. The 49ers played excellent complementary football in the third and fourth quarters. During the first 29 minutes and 43 seconds of the second half, the Redskins only ran 10 total plays over 3 drives, with those 3 drives being a 3-and-out, a fumble, and another 3-and-out. The defense suffocated while the offense was able to score on 3 out of 4 possessions. Jimmy Garoppolo was able to convert 3 third downs and had 1 fourth down conversion. Those proved to be the pivotal points in the game as it kept the offense on the field, moved them into scoring position, and allowed the defense to be on the sideline. In part 2 of our first episode, we're going to take a look at the other 2 third down conversions and the fourth down conversion. So this play is going to be 3rd and 8, and we make a really good throw here to George Kittle that ends up converting the first down, and this was another drive that we ended up going right down into the other end of the field and kicking a field goal. So one thing I'll talk about before I jump to the stills here is what we do formationally to help reveal the coverage, because it's going to be a little bit harder to show. So what we do is we put Tevin Coleman in the backfield, and we're going to split him out wide, and now a safety is going to come down and pick him up. So what that does is that helps reveal that this is going to be man coverage. So man coverage, the safety is just going to be on Coleman, and then they're going to have, I believe their nickel is going to be on George Kittle. And then they're just matched up here across the board, and then they're going to come out with a lurk over the middle and a deep safety. So this is cover 1 lurk, where you have a player lurking over the middle. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a clearing route on the outside, and then we're going to run 2 medium outs. This isn't quite a stick concept because I don't believe that our inside receiver has an option route based upon what Kittle's going to do here. Kittle's going to run a medium in. So what they're doing is they're putting 3 receivers in the intermediate zones, trying to horizontally stretch the defense. And then they're going to have Tevin Coleman on an in route. So this is what's called a levels concept to the bottom. So they're going to pair this with a double out. And so it'll create a horizontal stretch on this side, a vertical stretch. And you're really, though, because they're going to be in man coverage, so like what we saw in the previous video, what Washington came out in third down was a cover 3 zone. So they're expecting zone here, but they're going to be in man. So they see man coming out. Now what Jimmy's going to do is the read's usually outside in on these against man coverage, especially with a lurk. So he's going to look to the left. He's going to see both of these receivers do not win their route, and then he's going to make a good throw to George Kittle. So I believe he makes it to his 3rd receiver in the progression on this play. So we jump to the film here, and you're going to see at the snap, he's going to turn and look to the outside, and what he sees is both of his receivers get defeated on the outside, and he's trying to get the ball up pretty quick here. It's 3rd down, and then he's going to turn and look over the middle, and the lurk defender is going to follow his eyes and go over. That sets George Kittle up to come in, and then he ends up having to throw over the lurk. So on the broadcast, this looked like it was a real high throw. Well, he's putting the ball where only his receiver can get it because there's a lurk defender here. So he's throwing it over the lurk. The underneath route's taken away, and he's going to hit George Kittle. So sometimes we can say, he just goes to a safety blanket. Well, actually, he's going to his receiver who and George Kittle runs a really nice route on this play. Well, I'll show it from the end zone. But he does a really good job breaking open here, and Jimmy Garoppolo puts it only where his guy can get it. So we'll jump to the end zone view, and you can see that. So from the end zone, you're going to see here he's going to first look all the way out to his left, and then he's going to look for Pettis. After that, he's going to see the receiver or the defender has outside leverage on an outside route. That moves the lurk defender a little bit, and then by the time he turns and looks back over the middle, you're going to see the lurk defender comes in. Now look at George Kittle. He's going to give a little bit of an elbow into the chest of the defender and help create some separation. And here's where I really like Jimmy's throw here, because you're going to see School, Tomlinson, and Brunskill all getting pushed back into his area, and he's going to make this throw. That's about as dirty a pocket as it gets without having anything happen. And in fact, Tomlinson gets pushed so hard back into him that he gets knocked back from the hit, And you can see here why the window was the way it was. He had to throw it high to get over the lurk defender and away from the man coverage guy. So he puts the ball where only George Kittle can get it. So that's a great throw under less than ideal circumstances. He gets to his third guy in the progression, makes a big time throw. So this was a great example of Jimmy Garoppolo just executing on third down. So here on the fourth down, I'm so excited. We run an old West Coast offense play, Spider 2Y Banana. You don't always get to call it, but if you remember Monday Night Football when John Gruden was there, they'd talk about this play every once in a while. It was like his favorite to call, Spider 2Y Banana. You can actually find an excellent review or breakdown of whiteboard session of this play with John Gruden on YouTube. Just look up Spider 2Y Banana on YouTube and you will see exactly how this play is run. We run it to perfection. So let's just talk about it really fast. So to break this down, just to talk about how some of these plays are called, Spider 2Y Banana is a great one to call that on. Spider refers to the protection. It means they're going to slide this way, and then what they're going to do is the fullback is going to attack the edge defender. He's going to attack him as if he's running or if he's blocking, and then he's going to just go off into the route or into the flat, 2 to 3 yards. That's 2 to 3 yards. And then the fullback here not the fullback, the tight end is going to be here, and he's going to run the banana route, which is a corner route. And so the primary is going to be the fullback in the flat. Fullback in the flat. That's what they're trying to get. So let's see how it goes. So he does a good job. He attacks the defender like he's going to block, and then he's 2 to 3 yards in the flat for a completion. Spider 2Y Banana. It's awesome. Great to see that play come back. There it is. So this is the last third down in the game that we asked Jimmy Garoppolo to convert, and he's going to make a great read and a great play here. Again, going back to the interception, he corrects what he did wrong on the interception. So this ends up setting us up. There's 5 minutes left in the game. We convert this third down. We then are able to run the ball a number of times, run for a third down conversion, and basically drain the clock all the way out. So we'll talk about this play a little bit. I like the play and the execution again. So like I said earlier, the Redskins played a lot of man coverage in the game. So again, they're just in man coverage here again. After the snap, it's going to look a little bit like zone, but that's only because we're going to keep a couple players in to block. So what we're going to do here is we got George Kittle. He's going to run an in route. This is a double in concept. So we're going to run 2 in routes. Again, this works well against cover 3 zone. And then we're just going to have a clearing route on the outside. And so we're going to keep both of our guys in the backfield in to block. And so that's what's going to make the defense look a little bit like it's in zone, but it's just cover 1 man. And you'll see that here as they drop back. The linebackers are playing what's called back out on their side in man coverage. You do this so that you can't, if you have stacked running backs like this, you can't swap them. If you have this guy run that way and this guy run that way, that, you know, these linebackers cross over, they're responsible for the back that goes out to their side. You know, it's pretty common. When I was a linebacker in high school, we played this. It was back out to our side. So that's what they're doing here. Because both of them stay in the block, they're going to drop, and so it'll look like it's going to be zone coverage. So here at the snap, you're going to see these corners in man, this corner's in man, and we have a man on George Kittle. Again, these safeties or these linebackers are playing man out or back out to their side, and then we have safety here. He's going to be on the tight end who was in the backfield, and he's staying in the block. So because of that, you end up with 3 guys who are looking like they're in zone, but they're really just in man because we kept 2 guys in to block. And so as Jimmy Garoppolo drops back here, he's going to keep his eyes down the middle of the field and watch how it holds the safety. The safety's just going to chill here, and he actually moves a little bit to his left, and he's going to open his hips up to the boundary side. And by opening his hips up to the boundary side, that's going to open up the field side for Kittle as he comes across, and Jimmy Garoppolo is just going to make a good throw. So watch the safety on this play as he's going to continue moving out and drift drift towards the boundary side. That's because Jimmy Garoppolo is going to move him with his eyes. So again, the interception, he didn't move the safety, and then now he moves him just enough to get a third down conversion. And George Kittle is going to make a tough catch in traffic. Again, runs a good route on this play, gets separation, and we get a big third down conversion. So again, on these third down conversions, we've seen Jimmy Garoppolo has now corrected the mistake that he made early in the game that led to the interception. So sometimes, when guys will just throw interceptions, and that's just who they are. Other guys, you can see that they will correct things as they go. And so what I'm liking about Jimmy as he's going on, is he throwing interceptions? Yes. We don't like that. But I do like that it appears that as he goes through the season and the games, that he is correcting the mistakes he's making. So that's a big deal. I mean, we are talking about a guy who's only got that. This was his 16th start. So seeing that he's going to be, he's going to make mistakes of things that he hasn't done before and he hasn't seen, but he's correcting those as he goes. So that's really cool, and that's great to see and gives us a lot of hope as fans. Well, hope you enjoyed the episode. After this, we're probably going to be moving on to the defense, though. Just as I was making this last portion of this video, I got an alert. Looks like we have traded for Emmanuel Sanders. Well, that's that. I didn't necessarily see that coming. I heard the reports that it might happen. Didn't think it was going to happen. So, hopefully maybe tomorrow morning, I'm going to start watching film on Sanders tonight. It's going to take quite a while. There's going to be a lot of film for me to watch on the guy, so it's going to take quite a while. But hopefully by tomorrow morning, I can have a pretty good and detailed breakdown of what Emmanuel Sanders will bring to the team. Well, this season's looking really good. We're having a lot of good things to hope for. So let's just hope for the best and keep cheering our team on, and go Niners.